There's so many oily skin tips, so why are we still looking like this?
So if you clicked into this video, clearly I don't need to tell you that you have oily skin because it's pretty evident. I'm gonna be sharing how to control our oily skin with some of my holy grail products in my skincare routine that I know will completely change your game with how you deal with your skin. I'm so confident that I'm sure that you'll never even need to watch another video. So let's go to my bathroom. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Ow. So here we are. Now we're going to talk about the steps that matter most in our skincare routine. And to me, that's serum, sunscreen, and primer. So starting with serum, we all know that serums are there to really target a specific concern. So when it comes to oily gals like us, to me, there's only 3 ingredients that can really balance oils, and that's azelaic acid, salicylic acid, and mandelic acid. They're all slightly different, so let me just run through them. Azelaic acid is the one to help to hydrate my skin, balance the oils, as well as reduce redness. So this Peach Slices Azelaic Acid Serum 10% is one of my favorites. Naturium also has an azelaic emulsion, which is really great as well. This one is this beautiful gel cream. It just glides over the skin. If you have irritated, red, and inflamed skin, I feel you will really like this. And all along, it just subtly balances your oil because it's like strengthening that skin barrier and just like doing the most. So highly recommend this guy that you can get, and it's quite affordable as well. Next is Mandelic acid. So my favorite over the years has been this Dr. Wu one, the Intensive Renewal Serum. 18% Mandelic. This one is just like no other product has been able to balance my skin and even it out the way that this has, which is why I've gone through so many bottles of it. It's like really lightweight. It's a treatment serum. The serum does leave your skin a little bit more moisturized than more water-based ones because I think there are some oils in here, so it will leave it nice and like protected feeling. Over time, my skin was evened, the T-zone had balanced itself out, the dry areas on my U-zone were also not dry anymore, so that kind of combination dehydration completely went away. And there's this like matrix of ingredients in here on top of just mandelic acid that really works to do that. We have this on the shop. I think it's still in stock. If you can get it and you have oily, problematic skin, like just try this, guys, try it. Then this is the Glow Recipe Strawberry BHA Pore Smooth Blur Drops. There are primers that help blur over pores and mattify the skin, but there's nothing that's like a serum form that also does what kind of like a primer does. So I'm just gonna show you this one just on half the face. First you apply it, it's nice and spreadable, really lightweight, slightly milky, which is why I love the texture. And then the powders start to activate and do its job when it starts to dry and settle into the skin. That's where you'll see very subtle oil balancing effects. And you can even feel it. It's like to the touch. So on this side, there still is that nice moisturized look. It just like ever so subtly softens the shine. But during the day, I feel like if you're gonna be using makeup and you want that kind of mattified, natural satin finish of the skin, this one really does a good job. Ro also really likes it. So that's serum. This is the moisturizer that I feel has been working so well for my oily skin. It's from the brand Dew. This is the Air Angel Hydrating Gel Cream. It's just like the best lightweight cream. It simultaneously hydrates but then leaves your skin looking really satin and not like overly shiny like sometimes thick moisturizers can leave you. And I think they said they reformulated it like 15 times to be able to get to this consistency, and I am truly in love with how well it plays with especially these serums. I also have a tip for you before you apply your sunscreen. So in between the moisturizer and the sunscreen step, I learned from a makeup artist called Jung Se-mul. It's like a celebrity Korean makeup artist. She said for oily skin, get like a tissue paper or even toilet paper. Get the tissue just to dab the areas that you tend to get oily. You're just absorbing a little bit of the excess that could be causing more shine, and then go into your sunscreen. So why sunscreen is really important for oily girls? It is the very last stage of the skincare routine. So depending on how dewy or glowy or satin or matte it is, it will leave that lasting impression. So if you guys have been following this channel for a while, you know my holy grail toner was this toner, right? Well, not exactly this one, it was the original one. So imagine my excitement when they created a sunscreen version of my favorite toner line, the Black Rice line. This is the Black Rice Moisture Airy Fit Daily Sunscreen with SPF 50 plus, PA++++. And the name says it all. The consistency of this, oh my gosh. If you've watched my previous video where I tested 7 different sunscreens and ranked them all, whoa, I didn't know a sunscreen could be like this, where it's so moisturizing, airy, light, but it gives you a velvet, radiant complexion. And it's got the black rice extract. And what that does is actually have very subtle brightening qualities as well. So this has been tested for skin sensitivity. It's also completely unscented, and it's also vegan certified. So what you want to do is just kind of go by the 2-finger guideline. And I feel like with the pump format, it also makes it really easy to apply, and that should be enough for one layer over the entire face. On top of the black rice, there's also niacinamide, rice extract, rice bran extract, as well as moringa oil, which is something that I've recently really loved. It's a type of oil that can really help, especially with acne-prone skin too. Do you see how skin-like it leaves the skin even after the whole routine? Amazing! Like nothing overly in your face. It truly feels like second skin. They created exactly the same formulation except in a physical form. So if you can't use chemical sunscreens, there's one in a purple packaging. You have to try it out, guys. I think you're going to love it. So now I'm gonna quickly talk about a primer. This is the Makeup Forever Shine Control Step 1 Primer. Makeup Forever genuinely creates the best makeup primers, and you don't even have to use makeup after it. You can just use it to kind of set everything down, and I will use primers after sunscreen. I want to show you what this primer does, just on top of like areas that you want to just really subdue the shine. So look at my forehead. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it there, and instantly, can you see that? It softens and gives you this soft focus blurring effect. It's also like semi-waterproof. So if you have combination areas, you can just put this on the T-zone where you know you will get like super greasy, and like over hours on in the day, this is the only thing that has been able to like keep my skin looking fresh and poreless and smooth all day, where my makeup doesn't even budge. So like I just did, you can use this as a primer for your makeup, or you can just leave. Like when I use my whole skincare routine that I just showed you and this, I don't even powder. So it's kind of like almost a substitute for that. I know there's 2 types. There's also the pore control and there's the shine control. The pore control has more of that silicone texture. So if you want something a little bit more kind of like powdery and silicone-y, maybe you can try the pore, because they kind of do very similar things. To me, this one's just a little bit more lightweight, but it completely blows over everything. So that's why I truly love this. And remember how I said for oily skin, we want to look for oil absorbing ingredients? This one's got mineral clay as well as a little bit of ginseng and some glycols, all to help absorb the oil. This is the little mini version that you can try. It's cheaper than the full version. Highly recommend you try that. I also have another discovery that I'm going to mention back because it's in my bag, and then also some powders. So let me show you what's in my bag. Okay, so in every oily gal's handbag, we all need a little touch-up bag. First are these little blotting papers. So it's not essential. You can either have blotting papers or you can just have a little powder. So I'm going to talk about this one first. This is the one that we recently mentioned. Ro got it from Korea, but it's actually a Japanese brand called Gatsby. And it's these blotting papers that are really large, but they actually have a little bit of powder on them as well. So some blotting papers kind of just like stick to your face. This one absorbs oil, but at the same time leaves a little bit of that fine powder on your face. And I love it because it's so subtle and it's just like the most finely milled powder. So it leaves your face looking poreless. Oh, I just found more. So any of these kind of blotting papers will really do the job just like as a quick pick-me-up. These are the Tatcha ones and these are the Artemisia ones. I think you can find these on Yes Style, and the Tatcha ones are also really beautiful too. This one doesn't take away oil as much, I feel like. And like, I know a lot of people like to talk about oil blotting papers and how bad they are, but like honestly, all they're doing is taking away that surface grease by the time it comes up. So I just dabbed this on my face and look, even though it doesn't look like my face is oily, I have so much oil. And it's because those primers are literally controlling how good it looks on my skin so that it doesn't look greasy, but when you go in to actually like take it away, there is oil. So that's just how good those priming products are for oily skin. Next, the only powder that I've used for like more than 10 years are these Innisfree ones. So you can use it to set your makeup as the end step, but they're also great on the go because they're so small. Okay, I just want to show you, you can find all different packaging, but this one is the latest version. These are like the oldest ones that I have completely finished. And isn't this one so cute? It's like a limited edition collaboration, and this was the OG. I feel like it's the best powder because once again, it's so fine that it just makes your skin look like porcelain. No other powder has ever been able to compare with this, just for the price it is, for how good it looks, and just how easy it is to use. So it does come with a puff itself, but honestly, it gets like pretty nasty. I've gone through so many of these in my lifetime. And quick little hack, if you do use dry shampoo, the reason why I go through these so quick is because literally I will use it as a dry shampoo, like back in the day when I did use them before I realized I had like scalp issues, but it works so good as a dry shampoo, guys. So if you do want to be safe, you can also get one of these like foundation puffs, and you can also put it onto your skin like that, because these puffs, just having them alone during the day can also help to just take away that surface sebum as well, even if you have no product on it. Next is this guy. You can use it as a primer, but you can also take it on the go, because what you can do is over like the oily areas, you can actually just swipe this balm and it immediately just softens and erases and blurs over oily areas, guys. This is insane. I highly recommend you guys with combination. I feel like, you know, when your T-zone gets really oily during the day, this is so good. An amazing recent find. So in here, this is our little oily gal pick-me-up. Now I'll meet you back in a couple of hours to do some treatments. Okay, and then once a week, you want to do a mask. So these are the exfoliating ones that I like, and then this is the clay. So clay can really help to rebalance the oils, absorb anything that's like floating around within the pores. And then the exfoliating ones are just really good for any skin type, once a week just for like dead skin buildup, especially if you're also acne prone and oily. So there's the Peach and Lily Super Reboot Resurfacing Mask. Love this one for sensitive skin people who can't handle exfoliation, because Alicia formulated this specifically for like even eczema or rosacea, so that you can still get like the glycolic benefits. And then this quarterly one, which is the Vino Perfect Mask Peeling Glycolic, is like a 10-minute creamy glycolic mask. So this one's probably one of the most gentle ones that I've tried. This is just a really unique mask where it's actually moisturizing and exfoliating. I really love it, especially when my skin is sensitive and it has a crusty layer on it. Guys, since I first used this, fell head over heels in love with it. As you can see, I'm like almost done because it smells so good. It's like brightening. It's got the benefits of red bean, and I like using it with this like spatula thing. So I'm just gonna use that today. You can mask once to twice a week just to kind of like keep the skin in check, especially if it's really hot, it's really humid, and it doesn't actually feel like it's drying on the skin. Some masks can be super like taut, which doesn't feel too good, because even with oily skin, you don't want to strip it of too many oils or too much oils, otherwise it will produce more. So I hope you guys enjoyed all the recommendations for oily skin. I feel like all of these are holy grails, so you can't go wrong with any of them. Let me know your favorites down below, and I'll see you later. Good night.